Sorry, I can't see the comments from over here, y'all. Carmelo, what's up? Thanks for watching. Doing some sleeves on some t-shirts and hoodies tonight. Just a few. Not a big order. This is actually a add-on order. They liked the first batch so well, they had people order more for a school. I'd love to know if any of you watching, excuse me, have started or are printing with water base, or if you have any questions or where you're at in your business. Just want to know more about you all, how I can help. I don't have all the answers, and the way I do it may not work for everybody, but I'd like to help if I can. Just remembered I'm supposed to leave the logo off of one shirt. I gotta remember which one that is before I print it. Large green hoodie. Let's pull that out now. Barely starting. That's all right, Carmelo. Got to start somewhere. Congratulations on barely starting. Hopefully, the information I provide will help while you're starting. Are you starting for a business? Are you wanting to print your own shirts for a brand? All of the above. So we get a different view in here. Which y'all like better? Will you be adding a conveyor? It's unlikely. I'm in a basement down here that actually is in a rental house. There's not a lot of power down here. Don't even want to talk about how many extension cords I've got running through this place. And so I don't think setting up the appropriate power supplies for a dryer is going to be in my near future as long as I'm in this place. If we decide to extend a lot longer on our rent, then perhaps. He's got two power cables that run into each to a 50 amp breaker to a Tesla charger in the garage that doesn't get used. So I could potentially take that and rewire it into a small sub panel and get the appropriate power down here for a dryer. But in the meantime, just the flash for now. And it's served me well. I mean, it is frustrating. I go a little slower. I mean, as you can see right now, I'm curing a shirt. So, but it doesn't really take that long. It's already at a temp, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So there are times when I would like to have one, but I made the decision to get other pieces of equipment first that I felt like would benefit me more, like a washout booth, a good film printer. That was key. The press, I wasn't really planning on upgrading presses, but this one kind of fell into my lap availability wise. So, but it's made a huge difference just when the micro registration. But if I ever move and I get to a place that could supply the power for a dryer, absolutely, I'd love to have one. That would be fantastic. Until then, I'm trying to get my flash height set just right here. I've noticed if you set these things super close to the shirt, the flash, it actually doesn't get as hot at the surface. So if you raise up more than you even think, it actually allows some air and gets even hotter. But I raise the height of my flash based on how much I need to control the temperature, since it doesn't have a gauge on it. It's just on or off. Sometimes I'll turn on a fan to blow a fan across the room too, but I'll see if I can get away without doing that tonight. I might have to do that on the hoodies because they heat up a little faster. As you can see, once I start getting ready to pull shirts off, and obviously it takes me a little more time than most because I pull it off onto a hanger and hang it up rather than just jerking it off onto a dryer. Pulling it off onto a dryer, rather. But it helps me give the other shirt time to cure, so it works out. This is the print And I'm doing white. Well, I feel like white is the ink that everybody wants. Everybody wants white ink. And I don't know why, because especially when it comes to water base, white ink is the thickest. And so you can feel it. I mean, I've got a white print here, but it's just a one pass. But you can still feel it. Like if I print black ink on a shirt, and you wash that thing once or twice, and it's just, you close your eyes, you can't feel the print. I try to steer people away from white when I can. I charge more for white. I mean, it costs more, you know, takes more ink and it's harder to deal with. So, and I have to do 2 passes. You know, these shirts are going around twice, so it's taking me longer to do an order. So I charge more for it. But I tell people that, like, here's the price if you do white ink. Here's the price if you do a dark ink. A lot of deflection. Like movement? Is that what you mean? Let me know if that's what you mean. If you mean movement. I mean, they give a little when you get down to the, you know, the back end here. I mean, I got to really push. Up here, it's not. So, I mean, it's real sturdy right there. So I print on this end. Now, if I was printing a koozie, it'd be down on this end. It'd be a little different. You'd probably want to do a one color. You know, I wouldn't want to do super detailed registration on something like this. But if you got a customer ordering 5 colors on a sleeve, you got to redirect them. Nobody wants to wear a shirt with 5 colors on the sleeve. So for the most part, these things have worked great. I got a video coming out on these on Monday. They're called the Print Slayer. And they're great because I don't have to change out my platens. I can just leave my full-size platen on here, print sleeves. I'm printing sleeves on t-shirts and hoodies. The hoodies, I'll pull the whole thing over and pull it back. But I love them. Yeah, like bouncy. Yeah, so on that front side, yeah. But it doesn't mess up the registration because I'm printing back here. Like this side, I mean, I'm like really pressing down on that and I can't get it to move. So they're pretty, I mean, I think they're 1/4 inch steel. I think that's, no, I guess that's 1/8 inch. I don't know. I don't know what's better. Overhead or on the side. Hopefully start getting a little more feedback from the community as to what you guys would like to see, what you need help with, especially when it comes to the computer or the business side. Like that's where I really have my expertise. like I said in my intro video, I'm a consultant for marketing automation in my day job. And so I'd love to share some of that knowledge with the print industry and how you guys can start using marketing automation in your businesses. I've used it, just automation in general, to run a solo business on the side. You know, so many mundane tasks that, you know, you need to do that can be done with some automation, whether it's sending a reply email or anything. But I'm gonna do some more videos here pretty soon on start aiming towards a lot of the computer stuff, the graphics part. Been using Photoshop since I was probably 12 years old when I first started using Photoshop, and I'll be 40 at the end of this year, so long time. So I'm gonna do some more technology, web-based, that type of thing. Been doing web design for years. Let's get another comment. Let's see what it says. That's a good idea. Yeah. Like a little roll of Scotch tape, you know, a little desktop. Yeah, that's perfect size right under there. That would work just fine. I really appreciate everybody's positive feedback so far. Use Adobe Illustrator. Yes, I do. Yep, I use Illustrator for most everything. I barely open Photoshop these days, unless I'm trying to show a really accurate representation of a print on a shirt, or for my own self, or for a client. I will stick with Illustrator for most everything. So, any tips you need on Illustrator, I can help. Separations, converting things to vector. You know, inevitably we have customers, you will have customers that send you the most awful things to convert to vector. You know, a old electrician will come in with a business card he's had in his wallet for 20 years and it's, you know, hardly visible, ask you to take his logo off that and put it on a shirt. So I can show you an easy process to convert that to vector. I had somebody years ago ask me if they could fax their design to me. I said, no, you can't do that. Is it possible? Yes. Am I going to let you? No, I will not allow that. I was working in a different shop at that point. That was the first print shop I ever worked at. The only one aside from my own. How are we doing over here? See how many people we got. I got to be honest, a little nerve-wracking to be printing in front of people like this. I know I'm not the best printer in the world. But if I really want to help, I got to put myself out there. How to vectorize image for customers. You know what, Carmelo, that's a legitimate concern. I mean, it's a legitimate concern, but there are a lot of options to get things vectorized. And honestly, most of the time, I don't really have to do much to customers' artwork to get it ready. So that's kind of very rare that I have to do something super complex. And there are people out there that will help you, do that. I mean, honestly, I can do it. Like, if you're starting out and you've got somebody wants you to print shirts and you don't have any idea how to get their logo into a vector so you can make a screen, don't let that stop you. Like, send it to me and let me convert it to vector for you, and we'll get you a screen. We'll get you a vector so you can print that order. We'll figure that out. There's designers out there that just do that, just do separations or just do vector. And, as soon as you post something about screen printing on Instagram, everybody gets bombarded by vector artists and digitizing. And they're all, broken English. But honestly, don't let that stop you. Don't let it worry you, because, you can find ways around it. You can try to send it off to Fiverr and get it back for a few bucks. I mean, is it going to be the greatest thing in the world? And in 2 years, are you still going to be doing that? No. But it's going to help you get started. And it's not going to keep you from, fulfilling that customer's order and growing your business. So don't let that stop you. Like Jonathan with the Golden Boys was talking today. They did a live Instagram. And he was like, he made a joke, but he was serious, honestly. He was like, just hire the people that are really great at the things that I'm not great at. He's got their designer and Corey, and he's phenomenal, So Jonathan doesn't have to do it. Corey does it. So obviously that's, way down the road for people who are just getting started like you and I. But it's there. And just because you don't have the money to hire somebody now doesn't mean you can't outsource that to another group. Just like making screens. You can order a screen totally exposed and ready to go. It's got the artwork on it ready for it. You don't even have to do that part. You can literally just do the printing. So don't let those steps mess you up or prevent you from getting started now, and you can always add those as something you do in your business later on. Don't let it stop you. Yeah, like Pinpoint said. There are options out there for sure. Little goldfish snack. Just checking my temperature. You guys pay attention to these guns, these lasers. You'll see guys, stand way back and point it at the shirt and try and get a reading. But if you look on the back, on the side of these, it tells you the accuracy based on the range. So when you can, get real close to the shirt. Okay, don't get back here. You're getting some degrees of error there, potentially. May not make a huge difference, but something I think about. Maybe I went over, maybe I'm giving it too much concern. Where's everybody located? Almost done with the t-shirts. Once I'm done with the t-shirts, I gotta flip the screen around for the hoodies because the print is reversed. Right, what's up, brother? Glad you made it, man. I thought you were DJing tonight. Let's see, New Jersey, Cali, New Mexico. Man, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you getting on and watching. You were so tired. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I saw that on Instagram. All right, that's it for the t-shirts. Check the comments over here. I can't see it from over there. Let me tell you, first live and Rye shows up. I mean, come on. This is a one color sleeve print on some t-shirts and hoodies. Just did the t-shirts, done with the t-shirts now. Water-based white. Got to flip the screen over to do the hoodies. Like that's gonna drip. Yeah, that is cardboard. That's a priority shipping box. Look at my last video I just posted today, actually. I talk about it. Man, I think it works great. Place to put the squeegee. The other side of the screen doesn't get all inked up or any of the cleaner on it or anything. I think it's great. I've done it since the beginning. It's been a great use of these free shipping boxes that I got because I accidentally ordered them one year for a hammock company that I had. My wife and I used to make camping hammocks. And I went on USPS and found that you could get them for free. And I thought I ordered like 10. I ordered 10 bundles. So I've had boxes for years. We moved them from Tennessee to Colorado. We moved. My wife about to kill me. So here's the water base life. If I was plasticine, obviously I'd just leave this in the screen. But now that I'm done with water base, I gotta clean it out. Can't leave that in there. Oh. I gotta raise this up for these hoodies. Sorry, that's loud. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. All right, let me get a wrench. I think I can use this. The only bad thing about these little print slayer attachments is they're pretty high off the press, so, or off the platen. So off contact, you got to get really high. But I'd rather do this than change out all 6 platens. All right, let's drop this back down. Let's go right there. Drop the front. Right there. I don't remember. This was 30 something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18 tees. 1, 2, and 18 hoodies. The first time they ordered it was like 100 and I think it was like 160. Yeah, I think that's right. It's a nice little reorder here. My test shirt. It's a little crooked. I bumped it when I moved the off contact. A Niners banner. Oh, come on. No, thank you. It was funny. I actually was a Colts fan growing up. It's still off. Why is it off? Oh, it's not off. Colts fan growing up, and just because of Peyton Manning. Well, not growing up. I mean, I was middle school, high school. But whenever he got, my wife is from Colorado. I'm from Tennessee. So I was a Peyton fan when he was at Tennessee. And so we moved to Colorado, right? We moved, actually the year they won the Super Bowl, we moved out here. But whenever he got traded, I became a Broncos fan. So my father-in-law was very happy about that. Didn't want his granddaughter. At the time, we just had a daughter. Didn't want her to be a Colts fan. He was just sick to his stomach thinking she was going to be a Colts fan. You know what? I think I need some more tack on these. I remember I did this last time. I hate doing this. But with these Bella hoodies, and I know you were knocking on Bella today, Rye, in your last, well, I think it was today. They're just so fuzzy on the inside, it's just hard to keep them straight. I'm doing this white 2 passes like this. So I do some of the web stuff. At least it's not as bad as the aerosol. There we go. Hey, Lily V. certainly a little more work to put these hoodies over. What kind of samples you talking about, Carmelo? This one actually stayed pretty bright. I'm only going to do one pass on that one. Right, the better banner is actually over there. More of a baseball fan than I am a football fan anyway. Oh no, that was my tape. You're getting too stuck now. Yeah. Braves are where it's at. I grew up in Braves country. I put too much tack on there. Sleeves are dragging the ground too. Wish I could see the comments from over there. Shirt samples before you print. I mean, you should certainly print on some to see how they turn out. You know, some behave different, leave a different inks, but I mean, getting samples doesn't have to stop you. You can go get some Gildan shirts at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. This is the one that's, do I want to tape this up? I don't think I do. I can always power wash it. If it was a platinum, I would definitely tape it. Because cleaning this stuff off could probably be a pain. Come on. That's right. Right, is exactly right. We are all just learning every day. And the reason I started making these videos, even though it terrifies me, is because the screen print industry, there's so many people out there that are just looking to help each other. And we all just have to figure it out every day. I mean, when you're a screen printer, garment decorator, but especially screen printer, you're really more of a problem solver than anything else. I mean, you're going to have situations where you got to get creative. And I mean, can't tell you how many times I've taken little pieces of tape and stuck it very carefully underneath the design just so the ink didn't push through because the screen started to, you know, break loose or something. It's just, nobody's an expert. We're just here to learn, and everybody, as the industry's been so great about just sharing experiences. So that's what I'm here to do, share experiences. And Carmelo, I mean, that's what we're here for. Ask, like he said, ask away, man. There's no dumb questions. We're not going to rag you for any. It's not, you know, don't worry about being a newbie or asking a dumb question. It don't exist. Worst thing you can do is not ask a question, because I don't want you to go through the trouble that we've gone through. We've figured it out or figured some things out. So maybe whatever you're facing, if we've already made the mistake and figured it out, I'd rather you ask us that question so that we can help you skip that part. I mean, honestly, I wondered if anybody would even care with doing a live video printing like this. I mean, I think it's cool to watch other printers, see their process, but I wanted it to be beneficial, but I'm not sitting here talking the whole time. I don't have any backing music. I need to get Rye to DJ it. Well, that might get us both kicked off of YouTube, wouldn't it? But hopefully, just hearing you say that you're learning something tonight's enough. I'm glad I did it. That makes it worth it, man. Close up of the print. Yeah. Let's see. I might even be able to do it this way. Yeah, sorry for the shakiness. There we go. How's that? Later, Rye. Thanks for joining, brother. Appreciate the support. Love your stuff. Thank you guys and gals, everyone. Appreciate it. Yeah, and I get it, Carmelo. It's a special industry, and believe it or not, I know at least somewhat what the oil field is like. My brother-in-law that actually helped me start this company. He and I started it together. He worked in the oil fields for years. Doesn't anymore, but he did at the time that we started this company in 2017. Sick of spraying this stuff every shirt. If I was printing black ink on these, I wouldn't even put any on at all. I would just let the water-based adhesive be plenty, and it would be fine. But since I have to do a flash print, I can't risk these hoodies shifting any between prints. So, gotta add some extra on there. Three more. Excuse the sniffling. Anybody else have any other questions? Comments on any of the videos I've posted? I'll be honest, my cadence, excuse me, my cadence with videos will not always be this often. But just getting started, I wanted to get plenty of videos out there, and I have a lot I want to share. Just experiences that I've had that I think could help you all or help someone, even if it just helps one. But the cadence will slow down a little bit, and I'm going to launch the podcast, so we'll go back and forth between podcasts about more businessy, tech kind of stuff, and then the videos will be more about computer, graphics, even web, and then, of course, print. So, feels like I'm ripping the sleeve off of it. What press did I start with and how long have I been printing? I started with, well, I like totally started with this. This is the press that came with the DIY kit from Ryanette. And I printed my first order on that press. And that was in the like Christmas time. It was after Christmas because it was in the new year, excuse me, of 2017. And printed a few orders on that. And then my brother-in-law and I decided we wanted to make a go at doing a side business. And so I was still working remote for a screen print company that I started working at in 2012. And they had sold right when I moved. And so I was still doing all of the design work. But before I moved, I was running all the day-to-day operations. After I moved, I was doing just all of the artwork. We were outsourcing the printing, and then I helped remotely train the new owners on how to run the business. And then, so while I was doing that, I started my print company, which is what I wear, Alpine Apparel Company, and started on that small press. But by the September of 2017, we upgraded to a 4x4, so 4-head, 4-platen Riley Hopkins Jr. press. And it was the joystick registration, and it was great. And I just recently sold it. I bought this press last May, I think it was. June, July, somewhere in there, at auction. It was brand new. And this is a more than $8,000 press. Delivered, it's almost $9,000. And I bought it here locally, north of Denver, up in Boulder for $1,000 at an auction. But I was just going to stay with my 4x4 press. It was doing fine, and it's a great press, and I ran it since 2017 to last year, and ran just fine, and printed, you know, a lot of my orders were 100, 200 pieces. But it was a great press. Great one to get started with. Would I recommend it, the DIY kit, if I was starting over again? I think it depends on what your budget is. If you probably need to, you're probably looking at what you need to spend your money on, right? Like I started with just a standard Epson inkjet printer. It wasn't even good films, but if I could tell you where to spend your money, it would be probably on a legitimate exposure unit. I've just got the compression, the cheap one that has a lid. Don't get the one without the lid. Get the one with the lid. And at least I would go for the tabletop press if you could get it. The one station's fine. The 4x1, the 4-color one station. The 2-color one station is fine too to get started with. But, if it's like, if all you got's $500, then yeah, do the DIY. Don't wait until you have the money and put it off longer. And if that's going to be, 6 months from now till you can afford a bigger press, get it now. Get the DIY and start. Because what matters is that you get started. But if you got the money and you can, maybe wait 1 month you know, or two, and get a tabletop press that's a, you know, 2-station. I would do that. So I think it depends. Does that help? Or is that talking in a circle? I can't necessarily say don't do it because it's what I did and I got to where I'm at. So the key is just starting. Starting with something. But I wouldn't spend my money on a film printer. You can order films online. You can get films already ready for you. Just send your artwork, they send you a film. I did that a bunch. Aside from my press and the exposure unit, we bought those at the same time. My next biggest purchase was actually my washout booth because I was washing out in a window well. But being at a home and a rental at that, I needed something that was a filtration system and it was more eco-friendly. See, that's why I love these Print Slayer Platins. Because now I'm ready to go with regular shirts again. And more of the water-based life here. If it were plastisol, I could just call it a night. Leave it in the screen and clean it up tomorrow. With water-based, I can't leave this out. It'll dry, and I'll have a heck of a time getting it out of the screen. But after I burn my screens, after I expose them, I set them out in the sun to dry, and that post-hardens them, essentially exposing it more. And so that really helps me be able to clean up, and I can still use this screen again. All right, y'all. We'll call it a night. Carmela, you'll find that you start seeing a profit in screen printing really quick. I mean, the profit is easy to find in screen printing. Very easy to find. As long as you price your stuff right. Don't price based on other shops. Price it to make money. I'll talk about pricing. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.